If you look at when Jesus was resurrected, he spent a lot of time with his disciples. And then when Jesus was about to ascend into heaven, he said to people, I want you to go out and make disciples and tell people about me.
If we really believe what we believe, then we need to act like that, and we need to give God our everything. If we sing on a Sunday about how God is our everything and how we're so in love with him, how can we then not tell other people that?
God says in the Bible that he desires for all people to be saved and come to knowledge of the truth. And therefore, if we're to align our hearts more with God's, then gradually God will give us a passion to want to see people saved. He may not call us all to be evangelists as such, but if God's heart and desire is for people to be saved, then that's good enough for me.
Probably some are gifted and called, in the sense that, you know, some people are gifted to preach in church, but at the same time I think it's the sort of thing I'd almost want everyone to be willing, theoretically, to give a go at.
I'd seen a lot of people who street preached who were very angry, would talk a lot about hell, talk a lot about judgment, not many people listened to them, and I didn't really want to be associated with something like that.
It's hard initially, it's terrifying to start, but actually once you're going and you see people listening, and as you realise that people's insults or heckles, whatever, when that happens, are far outweighed by the positive responses, by the fact people come and listen, by the fact that Christians are encouraged by it, by the fact that non-Christians, I've had non-Christians come and say, I disagree with you, but I really respect that you're willing to say that. And I think I've learned that it's easier to do than I ever thought.
Despite going through all this time of mission with Jesus, seeing him heal the sick, seeing him empower them to do the same, as soon as he was gone, they felt like they couldn't do it.
You look to God, you know that he's never going to reject you, so it doesn't matter if one person says, no, shut up, because God's always on your side.
That's when Acts 2 and the Pentecost comes in. Because as these people, these scared people, are hiding in this room, wondering how on earth they're supposed to fulfill these words of their master who seems to have abandoned them, here comes the Holy Spirit.
We went out with Miriam Swaffield to do some praying for people on the streets, and God delivered amazing healing to a guy that I spoke to, and he was deaf in one ear and then he could hear.
I think a lot of the time when we look for testimonies, we look for amazing things that have happened, or people whose opinions and perspectives have been changed or have had healings or things, and they're incredible when they do come. But for me, some of the most encouraging times have actually been the tough conversations I've had with people.
Not only does God give me a heart for wanting to see people saved, like he actually has given me the resources to do it, and I just need to be willing to step out and do that. It says at the end of Acts 2 that whilst they were filled with the Holy Spirit and living out what Jesus told them to do, the number was added to daily. And if we can find ways of letting God move in us in the same way, if we can encounter the Holy Spirit in the same way, there's no reason why we can't see the same sorts of things happen.